a good morning to you, and welcome to another edition of Clincheck Theater Thursday. I am your host, Dr. David Galler. Today we're kind of looking at a weird nuance. Sometimes the system sees a tooth that is very rotated. I'm not really actually sure I've ever seen something like this, but it sees a tooth that's very rotated, and it's going to rotate it, and it goes after the rotation, and it sets that tooth up mesiodistally very nicely, and it matches it up incisio-buccolingually very nicely. So if you would look at tooth number 19 and 20 here, number 3, 6, and 3, 5, you go, nice job. You did a good job. You took a tooth that was positioned incorrectly, and you rotated it and moved it nicely. However, when we take a look at the occlusion, the system kind of forgot about what's going on here. Check out this tooth. It starts in a kind of weirdo crossbite. It does the rotation, gets rid of the interference, but it doesn't finish the movement because it doesn't stop to look at the occlusion. The system doesn't stop to look at the occlusion. And what we want in these cases is a closed buccal occlusion. So this went right back to the technician. I was like, all right, I like the rotation of the tooth. I like matching it up with the molar, but move it all the way out. Get rid of that crossbite. We don't want a buccal crossbite there. So for today's lesson, you have to always look at the end stage occlusion. The end stage occlusion of the upper and lower premolars has to be closed at the end of treatment. And sometimes the system just obsesses with getting the teeth right in the arch and setting them up in a nice perfect circle, which if the patient had no upper anterior teeth, this would be sufficient. But because they do, we have to make sure that we close the occlusion all the way. Let's take a look at both of them at the same time. The movements on the lowers are the same pretty much in terms of the rotation and lining up in the arch. You know, they both rotate, both teeth rotate, both teeth kind of rotate out, but look at the difference in the finish over here, which is where the original algorithm got it, and what I really actually want in terms of the occlusion. Don't forget about looking at the buccal occlusion. Thank you very much. This has been Clincheck Theater Thursday, and I'm your host, Dr. David Galler.